Are you ready to stop chasing wealth and start becoming a magnet for it? Do you sense that beneath the surface of affirmations and budgeting lies a deeper, more potent energetic architecture that can either repel or attract prosperity? What if the real secret to financial freedom isn't in how hard you work, but in how aligned your energy truly is? Welcome, fellow alchemists, to a profound journey into the heart of wealth magnetism. I'm Elias Vance, and in this full audiobook, we're going to move beyond the superficial. We're going to delve into the advanced, sacred energy practices that bridge the gap between your spiritual ideals and the tangible, abundant financial results you desire. If you're here, chances are you felt that subtle yet persistent disconnect. You've done the work, you've spoken the words, but the financial freedom you envision still feels just out of reach. That's precisely why we've curated this material. We're going to explore how to align your inner frequency with abundant outer realities, helping you become an irresistible magnet for wealth opportunities. On your screen right now, you'll see our curated selection. To your left, our playlist, The Alchemist's Treasury Practical Wealth Strategies. This is where we marry spiritual wisdom with actionable financial steps. And on the right, I have personally selected our guide, The 15 Sacred Energy Practices for Ultimate Wealth Magnetism, as the perfect next step to deepen your practice. Prepare for profound transformation. Chapter 1. Understanding money as pure energy beyond surface-level practice. Friends, let's begin by dissolving a foundational illusion, the notion that money is merely paper, plastic, or numbers on a screen. This is where our alchemical journey truly starts, with a radical shift in perception. Money, at its core, is not inert. It is pure energy. It vibrates, it flows, and most importantly, it responds to our own energetic state. Think about it. When you feel a surge of excitement, your physical body vibrates at a higher frequency. When you're burdened by worry, that feeling has a palpable energetic signature, a heaviness. Money operates on the same universal principle. Your affirmations, your budgeting, your investment strategies. These are all valuable tools, yes, but they are merely the physical manifestations of your underlying energetic alignment. If your energetic state is one of scarcity, of lack, of unworthiness, then no amount of practical effort will permanently override that energetic signal. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket with water. The effort is constant, but the results are fleeting. I remember speaking with a client, let's call her Sarah, who did everything right on paper. She meticulously saved a portion of her income. She read countless books on financial planning, and she even diligently repeated affirmations for wealth. Yet her wealth never seemed to grow beyond a certain plateau. The problem wasn't in her bank account. It was in the deeply ingrained story she told herself about money, that it was inherently scarce, that she had to constantly fight for it, that she wasn't truly deserving of abundance because she hadn't suffered enough. Her energetic output screamed lack, even as her verbal output proclaimed wealth. The universe, being the perfect mirror, reflected back her energetic truth. This is the essence of spiritual finance. It's not about abandoning practical steps. It's about infusing those steps with the correct energetic vibration. When you understand money as energy, you begin to see that attracting wealth is less about acquisition and more about alignment. It's about cultivating an inner state of abundance, trust, and worthiness that naturally draws opportunities, resources, and synchronicity to you. Many people get stuck in what I call manifestation purgatory. They're doing the rituals, they're visualizing, but they're not truly shifting their frequency. They're sending out a mixed signal. I want wealth, but also I don't feel worthy of wealth, and I'm afraid of losing it. This creates energetic dissonance, and the universe, always seeking harmony, reflects that dissonance back to you in the form of financial stagnation or constant struggle. So, the first alchemical step is to reframe your understanding of money. See it not as a passive commodity, but as a living, breathing, energetic current. It's a medium of exchange, a tool for creation, and a reflection of your inner state. When you approach money from this perspective, your practices begin to transform. Your affirmations gain power because they are now aligned with a deeper truth. Your budgeting becomes an act of conscious stewardship, not desperate control. Your investments become an expression of trust in the unfolding abundance of the universe. If you've ever wondered why, despite all your efforts, financial abundance feels elusive, it's likely because you're working with money as a static object, rather than as the dynamic, responsive energy it truly is. We need to start by seeing money with new eyes, by feeling it with a new energetic awareness. This is the bedrock upon which all true, sustainable wealth is built. This understanding is the first ingredient in our alchemical process, the initial catalyst that turns the lead of your current financial reality into the gold of your desired future. Chapter 2. The Energetic Blueprint of Abundance. What's truly holding you back? Now that we've established money as pure energy, let's explore the intricate energetic blueprint that dictates your financial reality. You see, we all carry within us an energetic blueprint for abundance, or more often, a blueprint for lack. This blueprint isn't arbitrary. It's meticulously crafted over years, even lifetimes, by the stories we tell ourselves, the beliefs we absorb, and the experiences we internalize. It's the subconscious framework that governs your automatic responses, your intuitive nudges, and ultimately, the opportunities you attract or overlook. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a blueprint for building a house. If that blueprint is flawed, if it has missing walls, weak foundations, or incorrect dimensions, the resulting structure will inevitably be unstable, incomplete, or simply not functional. Your energetic blueprint for abundance works in precisely the same way. If it's riddled with limiting beliefs about money, ingrained scarcity mindsets, or patterns of financial unworthiness, then the house of your financial life will always be unstable, prone to leaks, and unable to withstand the storms of economic uncertainty. So what makes up this blueprint? It's a complex interplay of several factors. Firstly, inherited scarcity mindsets. We absorb beliefs about money from our families, our culture, and our upbringing. If your parents constantly worried about bills, if money was a topic of conflict, or if there was a pervasive narrative of never having enough, that energy can become imprinted on your own blueprint. You might unconsciously replicate these patterns, even if you consciously desire something different. Secondly, past traumatic financial experiences, a significant debt, a business failure, a loss of an investment. These events don't just affect our bank accounts, they etch themselves into our energetic framework. They can create energetic scars, leading to a deep-seated fear of repeating the experience, which then acts as an energetic deterrent to future abundance. Thirdly, societal conditioning and cultural narratives. We are bombarded with messages that money is dirty, that wealth is evil, or that only certain people are meant to be rich. These external narratives, if not consciously challenged and rewritten, can become deeply embedded in our personal blueprints, creating internal resistance to receiving wealth. It's as if society whispers, "You shouldn't have too much," and your energetic blueprint dutifully obliges. And fourthly, subconscious self-worth issues. This is perhaps the most profound element. Our perceived worthiness directly correlates with our capacity to receive abundance. If on a subconscious level, you believe you are not good enough, not deserving, or not capable of handling wealth, your energetic blueprint will actively work to keep you in a financial state that matches that belief. It's a self-protective mechanism, albeit a self-limiting one. The universe is always in a state of perfect energetic exchange. It will match your internal vibration with external circumstances. I remember working with a gentleman, David, who was an incredibly talented artist. He had a deep, burning desire for financial success, but his art was constantly undervalued. He would often undercharge for his commissions, feeling an intense discomfort when people praised his work too enthusiastically, almost as if he were being deceptive. His blueprint was wired for struggling artist, not prosperous creator. He had inherited the belief that true artists suffer for their art, and that financial success somehow compromised his integrity. This subconscious script was so powerful, it actively sabotaged any opportunity for him to command higher prices or attract lucrative commissions, despite his undeniable skill. He was sending out an energetic signal that said, "Don't value me too much, I'm not worth it." The challenge, of course, is that this blueprint operates largely outside of our conscious awareness. It's the silent conductor of our financial orchestra, dictating the melody of our monetary reality. It influences who we network with, the opportunities we seize, the risks we're willing to take, and even the way we perceive value. It's the invisible hand guiding our financial destiny. To truly magnetize wealth, we must first understand and then consciously revise this energetic blueprint. This isn't about a quick fix. It's about excavation, understanding, and compassionate reconstruction. It's about identifying the old, disempowering blueprints and replacing them with a vibrant, expansive, energetic architecture designed for sustained prosperity. This requires a deep dive into your subconscious mind, an honest look at your inherited narratives, and a willingness to challenge the very foundations of your financial beliefs. We need to become the architects of our own energetic destiny. Chapter 3. Identifying and releasing your subconscious money blocks. So we've established that money is energy, and that we all operate with an energetic blueprint for abundance. But what happens when that blueprint is riddled with what we commonly call money blocks? These aren't physical walls, but rather energetic impediments, subconscious patterns, and deeply ingrained beliefs that actively prevent wealth from flowing into our lives. They are the energetic equivalent of a traffic jam on the highway of prosperity. Identifying these blocks can be a nuanced process, as they often operate in the subtle realms of our subconscious. They rarely announce themselves with flashing neon signs. Instead, they manifest in predictable ways, often as recurring patterns of financial struggle or missed opportunities. One of the most common manifestations is the not enough syndrome. This isn't just about not having enough money. It's a pervasive feeling of lack that permeates your entire outlook. You might find yourself constantly comparing your financial situation to others, always feeling behind, or believing that any abundance you achieve is temporary and insufficient. Energetically, this not enough frequency acts as a repellent to greater abundance, as the universe matches your vibration of scarcity. Another telltale sign is the fear of receiving. This might seem counterintuitive, but many people, conditioned by beliefs about earning every penny or the idea that receiving too much is greedy, subconsciously block incoming abundance. They might find themselves deflecting compliments, minimizing their accomplishments, or feeling an awkwardness when someone tries to give them something. This energetic resistance creates a barrier, preventing wealth from flowing in. Then there's the guilt associated with money. This is a powerful block, often stemming from religious or cultural conditioning that equates money with sin or materialism. You might feel guilty for wanting wealth, guilty for earning more than others, or guilty for enjoying the fruits of abundance. This guilt creates a deep energetic conflict, as your desire for wealth is directly at odds with your subconscious judgment of it. We also see the money equals problems belief. Perhaps you've witnessed how wealth has caused strife in families or attracted unwanted attention. This can lead to a subconscious association of money with negativity, making you energetically shy away from its accumulation. And finally, the lack of belief in your own worthiness. This is perhaps the most fundamental block. If at your core you don't believe you deserve wealth, then no amount of external effort will change that internal truth. Your energetic blueprint will subtly sabotage your efforts to ensure that your external reality matches your internal belief of unworthiness. So, How do we begin to release these blocks? It starts with conscious awareness. We need to become detectives of our own subconscious mind. One effective technique is energetic journaling. When you encounter a financial challenge or a moment of scarcity, pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What is the story I am telling myself about this situation? Write it down without judgment. Look for recurring themes, emotional patterns, and limiting beliefs that surface. Another powerful tool is guided meditation and visualization. By using scripts designed to explore your subconscious relationship with money, you can begin to identify and gently release these energetic impediments. Meditations focused on worthiness, forgiveness, and receiving are particularly potent. Consider the concept of the forgiveness ledger. Many of us carry unspoken or unacknowledged guilt around money. Perhaps it's guilt about past financial decisions, guilt about not helping someone financially, or even guilt about being more fortunate than others. This ledger, carried in our energetic field, weighs us down. Consciously acknowledging and forgiving these past transactions, both with ourselves and with others, can be incredibly liberating. It's about releasing the energetic debt, and then there's the mirror of worth practice. This involves looking into a mirror and affirming your inherent worthiness of abundance. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even false. That discomfort is often a sign that we're touching upon a deep-seated block. With consistent practice, this exercise begins to reprogram your subconscious mind, reinforcing the belief that you are, indeed, deserving. I had a client, let's call her Maria, who was incredibly successful in her career but struggled to ever feel financially secure. She always felt on the brink of disaster, despite her substantial income. Through energetic journaling, she discovered a deep-seated belief that her wealth was stolen from her family, who had struggled immensely. This was a subconscious imprint from her childhood. By creating a forgiveness ledger for her family, acknowledging their struggles without judgment, and forgiving herself for feeling better off, she began to release this block. Her energetic signal shifted from guilty inheritor of pain to conscious creator of abundance. And almost immediately, new, lucrative opportunities began to present themselves. Releasing subconscious money blocks isn't about willpower. It's about energetic alchemy. It's about identifying the energetic knots that bind you and gently, consciously untangling them. It's a process of self-discovery, of compassion, and of courageous reprogramming. This is where the true power of wealth manifestation lies, not in external manipulation, but in internal transformation. Chapter 4. The Inner Saboteur, Unmasking the Hidden Architect of Financial Stagnation. Friends, we've touched on blocks, on blueprints, on the very energy of money. Now let's confront the most insidious architect of financial stagnation, the inner saboteur. This isn't some external force. It's a part of you, a voice within your own mind that actively undermines your efforts towards prosperity. It thrives on fear, on doubt, and on the comfort of the familiar, even when the familiar is a state of struggle. The inner saboteur is a master of disguise. It doesn't usually show up shouting, "You'll never be rich." Instead, it whispers with far more subtle yet devastating effectiveness. It might manifest as the procrastinator. "I'll start that budget tomorrow. I'll research that investment next week." This voice tells you that now is never the right time, constantly pushing back the actions that would lead you towards your financial goals. It thrives on inertia, knowing that inaction is the surest path to stagnation. The perfectionist. This business plan isn't perfect yet. I need to learn everything before I invest. This voice demands flawless execution, creating an impossible standard that paralyzes you from taking any action at all. It uses the guise of diligence to mask a deeper fear of failure. The doubter, "Are you sure this is a good idea? What if it all goes wrong?" This voice plants seeds of uncertainty, chipping away at your confidence and making you second-guess every decision that requires a step of faith. It thrives on playing what-if scenarios, always focusing on the worst possible outcome. The critic: who do you think you are trying to achieve that? You're not smart, experienced, lucky enough. This voice is brutal, delivering harsh judgments that erode your self-worth and make you believe you're undeserving of success. It uses past mistakes or perceived weaknesses as ammunition. The complainer: it's so hard to make money these days. The economy is terrible. This voice seeks external validation for your struggles, shifting blame away from your internal state and towards external circumstances. It finds comfort in shared negativity, which reinforces the belief that your situation is beyond your control. I recall a client, Michael, a brilliant software engineer with incredible innovative ideas. He would consistently draft detailed business proposals for his side ventures, only to let them sit in his drafts folder for months, sometimes years. When I pressed him, he'd say, "I just need to refine the algorithm slightly more, or I haven't found the perfect co-founder yet." It was the perfectionist and the procrastinator working in tandem, subtly orchestrated by his inner saboteur. The deeper fear wasn't about the algorithm. It was about the potential failure if he actually put his ideas out into the world, and they weren't met with instant success. His subconscious was protecting him from the perceived pain of failure by keeping him perpetually in the planning stage, a place of imagined safety but zero progress. The inner saboteur isn't inherently evil. It's a survival mechanism. It's the part of us that fears the unknown, that dreads failure, and that seeks comfort in the predictable patterns we've established, even if those patterns are detrimental. It's the energetic echo of our primal instincts to avoid danger. However, in the realm of abundance, this protective instinct becomes a profound obstacle. It mistakes risk for danger, learning for failure, and growth for threat. So how do we unmask this hidden architect? The first step, as always, is conscious awareness. You must begin to recognize the voice of the inner saboteur when it speaks. Pay attention to the patterns of thought and behavior that lead you away from your financial goals. Is it always the same excuse, the same fear, the same self-doubt? When you start to identify these recurring themes, you can begin to see the hand of the saboteur at play. Next, we practice energetic detachment. Recognize that this voice is not your ultimate truth. It is a conditioned response, a program running in the background. You can observe it without embodying it. Imagine yourself as a wise observer, watching the saboteur's antics with a sense of calm detachment. "Ah, there you are again," you might say to yourself. "I see what you're trying to do." Then we engage in conscious reprogramming. This is where the alchemical work truly begins. When the saboteur whispers doubt, counter it with a deliberate affirmation of worthiness. When it screams perfectionism, remind yourself that progress, not perfection, is the goal. When it urges procrastination, take one tiny, inspired step forward. It's about retraining your energetic response. Consider the inspired action versus hustle mindset distinction. The saboteur thrives on the hustle mindset, the constant frantic effort that often stems from a place of fear and desperation. It equates busyness with progress. Inspired action, on the other hand, flows from a place of energetic alignment and intuition. It's action that feels light, purposeful, and energetically supported. When you feel that frantic push, that pressure to do more, it's often the saboteur. When an idea or a task flows easily, feels aligned and energizes you, that's likely inspired action. Learning to discern between the two is crucial. I remember a client, Emily, who was trying to launch an online course. She was constantly battling the urge to just keep adding more content, to perfect the sales page, to guarantee every single client will succeed. This was her inner saboteur in overdrive, disguised as diligence. We worked on identifying these thought patterns. Then we implemented a simple practice. For every moment of perceived sabotage, she had to take one small, inspired action. Instead of adding another module to her course, she took 15 minutes to write a heartfelt thank you note to a past client. Instead of tweaking the sales page, she spent 10 minutes meditating on abundance. These small acts of positive energetic redirection began to weaken the saboteur's hold, creating space for genuine progress. Unmasking the inner saboteur is not about eradicating it, but about understanding its function and disempowering its influence. It's about choosing to respond to its whispers with the clear, resonant voice of your true abundance potential. It's about becoming the conscious alchemist who transmutes the lead of self-sabotage into the gold of empowered action. Chapter 5. Energetic Resonance, Tuning Your Frequency to Attract Opportunity. Now let's dive into one of the most profound concepts in wealth attraction, energetic resonance. This is the principle that like attracts like. Your dominant energetic frequency, the overall vibration you emit, acts like a tuning fork. It will naturally resonate with and attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that vibrate at a similar frequency. Think about your favorite song. When you hear it, it evokes a specific feeling, a certain mood. Your energetic state is no different. When you are operating from a place of joy, gratitude, and abundance, you are emitting a high-frequency vibration. This vibration is like a beacon, attracting similar high-frequency experiences into your life, positive opportunities, supportive people, unexpected windfalls. Conversely, when you are steeped in fear, scarcity, or resentment, you are emitting a low-frequency vibration, which will draw in and resonate with experiences that match that lower energy. This is the core of why simply wanting wealth isn't enough. Your desire is a signal, but your dominant energetic frequency is the broadcast that the universe actually receives and responds to. If your dominant frequency is one of lack, even your desires for abundance will be broadcast with a faint signal, drowned out by the louder signal of what you are already experiencing and embodying. So, how do we deliberately tune our frequency to attract wealth? It's about cultivating a state of being, not just a state of wanting. Here are key practices. Cultivate deep gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful frequency-raising emotions. When you are genuinely grateful for what you have, you are energetically signaling to the universe that you are already abundant. This doesn't mean you stop desiring more. It means you acknowledge the abundance that already exists, which opens the energetic channels for even more to flow in. Make it a daily practice to list things you are grateful for, not just material possessions, but experiences, relationships, and lessons learned. Feel the gratitude in your body. Embrace joy and enthusiasm. What lights you up? What activities bring you pure, unadulterated joy? Engaging in these activities raises your vibration. When you're in a state of joy, you are naturally more open, more receptive, and your energetic signature becomes more attractive to positive experiences. Think of it as abundance magnet energy. Practice forgiveness. As we've discussed, carrying energetic baggage, guilt, resentment, anger, lowers your vibration. Forgiveness for yourself and for others is a profound act of energetic release. It clears the emotional debris that blocks your resonance with abundance. It's like cleaning the lens through which you perceive the world and your financial potential. Visualize with feeling. Visualization is powerful, but it's most effective when infused with emotion. Don't just see the money. Feel the security, the freedom, the joy that wealth brings. Connect with the feeling state of abundance as if it were already your reality. This creates a powerful energetic resonance. Affirmations with energetic alignment. Affirmations are most effective when they are spoken with conviction and when they resonate with your soul. Instead of simply reciting phrases, try to feel the truth of the affirmation as you say it. For example, when saying, "I am a magnet for wealth," consciously feel the magnetism, the pull, the attraction. I recall a woman, Clara, who was trying to attract a specific, high-paying client. She had done all the research, prepared her pitch, but she felt a persistent undercurrent of anxiety and doubt. Her energetic resonance was mixed, a desire for success, but a dominant frequency of fear. We worked on shifting her focus. Instead of fixating on the outcome, we guided her to focus on her gratitude for the opportunity to connect with this potential client. The joy she felt in her own expertise, and the pure enthusiasm she had for her services. She began to embody the feeling of already being in a successful, joyful exchange with that client. When she finally met with them, her energetic resonance was so aligned and positive that the client felt an immediate connection and signed on. It wasn't just her pitch. It was the vibrant energy she radiated. This concept of energetic resonance is not about faking it till you make it. It's about genuinely cultivating the internal state that mirrors the external reality you wish to create. It's about becoming a vibrational match for the abundance you seek. When you consistently emit the frequency of wealth, opportunity, and gratitude, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. You become, not by force or by manipulation, but by the natural laws of energetic resonance, the master alchemist of your financial destiny. Chapter 6. Sacred Ritual Design, Crafting Intentional Practices for Wealth Attraction. We've explored the underlying principles of energy and resonance. Now let's translate this understanding into tangible, intentional practices. This is where we move from theory to alchemy, by designing sacred rituals that infuse our daily lives with the vibration of abundance. A sacred ritual is more than just a routine. It's an act of devotion, a conscious engagement with the divine flow of energy. It's about infusing mundane actions with sacred intent, transforming them into powerful conduits for wealth attraction. The key here is intention. Every element, every step, every moment of your ritual should be imbued with a clear purpose, to elevate your energetic frequency and to magnetize prosperity. When designing your wealth rituals, consider these core components. Sacred space. Choose a dedicated space where you can practice without interruption. This space should feel calm, uplifting, and conducive to your intention. It could be a corner of your bedroom, your office desk, or even a quiet spot in nature. Keep it clean and energetically clear. You might use an altar with symbolic items, a crystal for grounding, a candle for illumination, an image that represents your financial goals. Timing and rhythm. Consistency is key to building energetic momentum. Choose a time of day that resonates with you. Perhaps early morning to set the tone for the day, or a quiet evening for reflection. Even a few minutes of focused ritual daily can create profound shifts over time. Consider aligning your rituals with lunar cycles or other cosmic rhythms if that feels resonant for you. Symbolic actions. Your rituals should involve symbolic actions that represent your intentions. This could include lighting a candle, symbolizing the illumination of your path to abundance. Burning incense, to clear energetic clutter and invite positive energy. Anointing yourself or an object with oils infused with wealth-attracting scents like cinnamon or patchouli to embody prosperity. Writing affirmations or intentions with a special pen on beautiful paper, imbuing your words with tangible energy. Using specific colors, gold and deep indigo, for example, can amplify the energy of wealth and spiritual connection. Sacred words. The words you speak during your rituals are powerful. They should be affirmations of abundance, declarations of worthiness, and expressions of gratitude. These aren't just empty phrases. They are energetic commands, seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe. Sensory engagement. Engage all your senses. The scent of incense, the feel of a smooth crystal, the visual beauty of your sacred space, the sound of calming music or your own voice speaking intentions, the taste of a ceremonial drink. This full sensory engagement anchors the experience in your being, making it more potent, Let me share an example of a simple yet powerful ritual, the morning currency blessing. Each morning, before you touch your phone or engage with the outside world, take out a single bill of currency. Any denomination will do. Hold it in your hands. Feel its texture, its weight. Now, with clear intention, speak to it. You might say, "You are more than mere paper. You are a symbol of energy, a tool for creation, and a reflection of the universe's boundless generosity. I honor you. I bless you. And as I release you into the world with gratitude, I call forth a far greater abundance in return. You are a seed of prosperity, and I am cultivating a garden of wealth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you." Hold this intention for a moment, feeling the energetic exchange. Then place the bill back in your wallet or use it for an intentional purchase. This small act transforms a common object into a sacred reminder of your connection to the flow of abundance. Another ritual could be the evening gratitude anchor. Before you sleep, take out a beautiful journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today that relate to your financial journey, no matter how small. It could be finding a forgotten $20 bill, receiving a compliment on your work, or simply experiencing a sense of peace about your finances. As you write, feel the gratitude. This practice shifts your subconscious from focusing on lack to focusing on the abundance that already exists, priming your energy for receiving more. I had a client, Mark, who felt perpetually stuck in a cycle of low-paying freelance work. He designed a ritual where, every Sunday evening, he would lay out all the currency he had earned that week on a dark indigo cloth. He would then hold a clear quartz crystal and visualize the energy of opportunity flowing back into his life, amplifying the energy of the money he had already received. He would speak aloud his intention to attract higher-paying clients who valued his expertise. This wasn't just about counting money. It was about acknowledging the energetic value of his labor and intentionally raising the energetic signal for future exchanges. Within months, his income more than doubled. Not because he changed his skills, but because he changed his energetic engagement with his earnings. The power of sacred rituals lies in their ability to anchor our intentions into our physical and energetic reality. They provide structure, focus, and a tangible way to interact with the universal laws of attraction. They are not magic spells, but rather conscious acts of co-creation, designed to align your inner state with the outer world you wish to manifest. Choose or design rituals that resonate deeply with you, and practice them with unwavering intention and profound gratitude. This is how we truly become the alchemists of our financial destiny. Chapter 7. The Forgiveness Ledger, Energetically Healing Money, Guilt and Shame. We've spoken about money blocks, about the inner saboteur, and about tuning our energy. But one of the most potent and often overlooked energetic impediments to wealth is the heavy burden of money, guilt, and shame. These are powerful emotions that create energetic static, effectively blocking the flow of abundance into your life. Today, we delve into the alchemical practice of the forgiveness ledger. Guilt and shame around money are deeply rooted. They can stem from childhood conditioning where money was associated with greed or sin, from societal narratives that demonize wealth, or even from personal experiences where we felt we wronged someone financially or were wronged ourselves. This emotional residue creates a powerful energetic block, making it difficult for us to fully embrace and enjoy the abundance we desire. It's as if we're carrying a heavy, invisible chain that drags us down energetically every time we try to rise financially. What does this guilt and shame look like in practice? It can manifest as deflecting genuine compliments about your success. You might feel uncomfortable receiving praise for your achievements, as if you don't truly deserve it, minimizing your financial aspirations, telling yourself that wanting wealth is materialistic or greedy, feeling obligated to overspend on others, to compensate for perceived past wrongdoings or to avoid appearing rich, self-sabotage. unconsciously making poor financial decisions to punish yourself for having or desiring wealth, an inability to truly enjoy your earnings, a persistent feeling that something is off or that you're not entitled to your success. These emotions create a deep energetic dissonance. Your desire is for abundance, but your underlying feeling is one of unworthiness or transgression. The universe, in its perfect mirroring capacity, reflects this dissonance back to you in the form of financial struggle or an inability to sustain prosperity. The forgiveness ledger is a practice designed to consciously address and release this energetic debt. It's not about dwelling on the past, but about acknowledging it with compassion and then energetically clearing the slate. Here's how you can create and utilize your own forgiveness. Ledger 2. Gather your materials. You'll need a beautiful journal or a ledger book and a pen that feels special to you. Dedicate a quiet, sacred space for this practice. Conscious intention. Begin by setting a clear intention to release all past energetic burdens related to money, to forgive yourself and others, and to open yourself to receiving abundance freely. The ledger entries. Go through your life, past and present, and identify instances where you felt guilt or shame related to money. Be as specific as you can, but avoid getting lost in the narrative. Focus on the energetic transaction that needs clearing. For yourself, example. Entry. I acknowledge the guilt I felt when I kept that extra change from the cashier in 2018. I forgive myself for this small act of scarcity. I now choose to operate from a place of integrity and abundance, and I release this energetic burden. Example. Entry. I forgive myself for the times I told myself I wasn't worthy of financial success. I now recognize my inherent worthiness and release the belief that I must suffer to deserve abundance. For others, example entry. I acknowledge the resentment I held towards Name for not paying me back the loan in 2015. I forgive them for their energetic debt, and I release myself from the burden of this resentment. I now choose to operate from a space of financial freedom and trust. Example entry. I forgive my parents for the financial struggles they experienced and the limiting beliefs they passed down. I release the energetic imprint of their scarcity and embrace my own path of abundance. Energetic release. After writing each entry, take a deep breath. Imagine that energetic burden dissolving, being transmuted into light. You can even visualize the words you've written dissolving into gold dust. Closing the ledger. Once you feel you've addressed the primary issues, close the ledger with a powerful affirmation of release and renewed intention. Something like, I have cleared my energetic ledger. I'm now free to receive and radiate abundance with joy, integrity, and wholeness. So it is. I remember working with a woman, Chloe, who was a gifted healer but struggled to charge what she was worth. She carried immense guilt from her upbringing, where her family believed that true healing was free and that charging money for spiritual services was somehow exploitative. Her forgiveness ledger entries were filled with acknowledgments of this belief and her self-forgiveness for even considering charging. She wrote, I forgive myself for believing that my gifts must be freely given without energetic exchange. I now understand that true abundance allows me to serve more profoundly, and I release all guilt associated with receiving fair compensation. After implementing this practice, Chloe found she could finally set confident pricing, attract clients who valued her work, and experience the financial freedom that allowed her to expand her healing practice. The forgiveness ledger is a profound act of self-love and energetic housekeeping. It's about acknowledging the past without being bound by it. By consciously clearing this energetic debt, you create space for new opportunities, for genuine self-worth, and for the unhindered flow of wealth into your life. It's an alchemical process of transmutation, turning the lead of guilt and shame into the radiant gold of financial freedom and deservingness. Chapter 8. The mirror of worth, amplifying self-worth for financial abundance. Of all the alchemical tools we employ in the pursuit of wealth, perhaps the most potent, the most foundational, is the practice of amplifying our self-worth. For if you do not believe at your deepest core that you are worthy of abundance, then all other practices will ultimately fall short. Your self-worth is the energetic mirror that reflects back to you the reality of your financial circumstances. And what you project into that mirror is precisely what you will receive. The universe operates on a principle of energetic exchange and resonance. It's a perfect mirror of your internal state. If your internal state is one of perceived inadequacy, if you carry a subconscious belief that you are not good enough, not deserving, or not capable of handling abundance, then that is the vibration you will emit. And the universe, being the ultimate mirror, will reflect that back to you in the form of financial limitations, missed opportunities, or a constant struggle to maintain even modest prosperity. Think of it as a thermostat. If you set your thermostat to 68 degrees, your home will consistently hover around that temperature. If your self-worth thermostat is set to low, meaning you subconsciously believe you only deserve a limited amount of wealth, then your financial reality will consistently reflect that setting. You might experience brief periods of abundance, but you'll likely find yourself unconsciously self-sabotaging or feeling uncomfortable until you return to your set point of limited worth. The problem is, many of us have our self-worth thermostat set by external factors, our upbringing, past criticisms, societal judgments, or comparisons with others. We internalize these messages and begin to believe they are the truth of who we are. This leads to a deep-seated feeling of not being enough. So, how do we consciously amplify our self-worth and recalibrate that thermostat to a setting of abundant deservingness? The mirror work practice. This is a classic and incredibly powerful technique. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself directly in the eye, and begin to speak affirmations of worthiness. Start gently. It might feel uncomfortable at first, even false. That's okay. The key is consistency. Begin with simple affirmations like, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am enough. As you gain comfort, progress to more specific affirmations related to abundance. I am worthy of financial abundance. I am deserving of wealth and prosperity. I am capable of creating and managing great wealth. Crucially, as you speak these words, try to feel them. Connect with the emotion behind them. If I am worthy feels like a stretch, perhaps start with, I'm open to believing I am worthy, or I am learning to embrace my worthiness. The emotional connection is what truly rewrites the energetic code. Acknowledge and celebrate your wins. We often dismiss our accomplishments, attributing them to luck, timing, or the help of others. This diminishes our sense of self-worth. Make a conscious effort to acknowledge every success, no matter how small. When you achieve something, pause, feel it, and say to yourself, I did this. I created this. I'm capable. This reinforces your internal belief in your competence and value. Set boundaries. Learning to say no to requests that drain your energy or compromise your well-being is a powerful act of self-worth. When you set healthy boundaries, you are energetically communicating that your time, energy, and resources are valuable, and that you deserve to be treated with respect. Nurture your well-being. Prioritizing your physical, mental, and emotional health is a direct reflection of your self-worth. When you invest in yourself, through healthy eating, exercise, rest, and practices that nourish your soul, you are sending a powerful message to yourself and the universe. I am worth taking care of. I am worth investing in. Challenge negative self-talk. Become hyper-aware of the inner critic. When that voice whispers doubts or criticisms, consciously challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true? Where did this belief come from? What is the more empowering truth? Replace negative self-talk with affirmations of worthiness and self-compassion. I remember working with a woman named Isabel. She was a gifted therapist, but she consistently undercharged for her services and felt immense anxiety about raising her rates, convinced that clients would leave her if she charged more. Her mirror of worth practice was incredibly difficult. She would stand before the mirror, and the word greedy would flash in her mind. We worked on breaking this down. First, we started with simply looking in the mirror and saying, "I am a valuable human being." Then, we moved to, "My skills are valuable, and I deserve fair compensation." Finally, after weeks of consistent practice and integrating other alchemical techniques, she was able to look herself in the eye and say with genuine feeling, "I am worthy of charging my full value, and my clients are blessed to receive my gifts." The change in her energetic projection was palpable. Within 3 months, she had doubled her income, not by changing her therapeutic approach, but by fundamentally shifting her self-worth. Your self-worth is not a static attribute. It is a dynamic energy that can be cultivated and amplified. It is the bedrock upon which all sustainable wealth is built. By consciously choosing to believe in your inherent worthiness, by radiating that belief, you recalibrate your energetic thermostat. You become a powerful beacon, attracting not just money, but a life that truly mirrors the magnificent abundance you are, at your core, deserving of. Chapter 9. Daily energetic rituals to elevate your money vibration. We've covered a lot of ground. Understanding money as energy, identifying blueprints and blocks, unmasking the inner saboteur, tuning our resonance, designing sacred practices, and amplifying our self-worth. Now let's bring it all together into the practical, actionable realm of daily rituals. These are not grand, time-consuming ceremonies, but rather small, consistent acts that elevate your money vibration and keep you in alignment with abundance throughout your day. The key to these daily rituals is consistency and conscious presence. It's about weaving moments of energetic alignment into the fabric of your everyday life, so that abundance becomes not a goal you chase, but a natural state of being. Here are some potent daily rituals you can integrate. The morning alignment. As soon as you wake, before your mind gets caught in the external world, take a moment to set your energetic intention for the day. Action. Place your hands over your heart. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Silently or aloud, state your intention. For example, today I am open to receiving abundance in all its forms. I'm a magnet for positive opportunities and solutions. My energy is aligned with prosperity. Why it works. This immediately anchors your energy in a high-frequency state, influencing your perception and interactions for the entire day. The intentional transaction. Whenever you spend money, consciously imbue the transaction with positive energy. Action. As you pay for something, whether it's coffee, groceries, or a service, say silently to yourself, "Thank you for this exchange. As I release this energy, I call forth a greater flow of abundance into my life. Feel gratitude for what you are receiving and trust in the return flow." Why it works. This reframes spending from a depleting act to an energetic exchange, reinforcing the principle of flow and abundance. The midday gratitude pause. In the midst of your day, take a brief moment to reconnect with gratitude. Action. Stop for 60 seconds. Close your eyes and bring to mind one thing you are genuinely grateful for right now. It could be a warm meal, a supportive colleague, a moment of peace, or the very lesson you're learning in this audiobook. Feel the gratitude expand in your chest. Why it works. This interrupts any descent into lower vibrations, stress, frustration, and instantly shifts your energetic state to one of appreciation and abundance. The energetic clearing ritual. At the end of the day, or whenever you feel a buildup of dense energy, engage in a quick clearing practice. Action. Visualize a cleansing white or golden light surrounding you, dissolving any negative or stagnant energy. You can also use a short affirmation like, "I release all energy that does not serve my highest good and my abundant future. I am light, I am clear, I am aligned." Why it works. This prevents energetic residue from accumulating, keeping your vibrational field clear and receptive to positive influences. The Wealth Vision Anchor. Before you sleep, connect with your financial vision. Action. Instead of scrolling through your phone, take 2-3 minutes to vividly imagine yourself living your abundant life. See the details, feel the emotions. Alternatively, look at an image that represents your financial goal and infuse it with your energy and belief. Why it works? This uses the subconscious mind's receptivity during sleep to reinforce your desired reality and solidify your energetic alignment. I remember a client, Kenya, who was a single mother struggling to make ends meet. She felt perpetually overwhelmed and exhausted. We introduced these simple daily rituals. Her morning alignment shifted from, "Oh no, another day of struggle," to, "Today, I am open to miracles and solutions." Her intentional transaction turned grocery shopping into an act of gratitude for nourishment and trust in future abundance. Her midday gratitude pause became a lifeline, pulling her out of moments of overwhelm. Her energetic clearing helped her sleep better, and her Wealth Vision Anchor gave her tangible hope. It wasn't magic. It was consistent energetic alignment. Over time, these small rituals compounded, and Anya found herself attracting better job opportunities, unexpected financial support, and a profound inner sense of peace and deservingness. These daily energetic rituals are the bedrock of sustained abundance. They are the consistent, conscious choices you make to embody the frequency of wealth. They are not a chore, but a privilege, a daily act of co-creation with the universe, designed to ensure that your energetic vibration is always tuned to the symphony of prosperity. Chapter 10. Inspired Action versus the Hustle Mindset, Aligning Movement with Energy. We've spent considerable time on the internal alchemy of energy, beliefs, and emotions. But abundance isn't solely a passive state. It requires outward expression, action. However, the quality of that action is paramount. Today, we draw a clear distinction between the frantic, often fear-driven hustle mindset and the flowing, purpose-driven, inspired action, understanding. This difference is critical to ensuring your efforts are energetically aligned and genuinely productive. The hustle mindset is characterized by an incessant drive to do more, to push harder, to never stop. It's often fueled by a deep-seated fear of scarcity. The belief that if you stop working, even for a moment, everything will crumble. It's about striving, often at the expense of well-being, joy, and true energetic alignment. Signs of the hustle mindset include feeling constantly busy but not necessarily productive, experiencing burnout, exhaustion, and resentment, believing that success requires constant struggle and sacrifice, prioritizing activity over impact, ignoring intuition and inner guidance in favor of a relentless schedule, a deep-seated belief that you must earn your right to rest or enjoyment. This mindset often operates from a place of lack. I don't have enough, so I must do more to get it. It's a frantic energy, like trying to swim upstream against a powerful current. While it can sometimes yield short-term results, it's rarely sustainable and often leads to a depletion of vital energy and a feeling of being perpetually overwhelmed. In contrast, inspired action flows from a place of alignment, intuition, and energetic readiness. It's not about forcing outcomes, but about responding to the natural flow of opportunity and guidance. Inspired action feels light, purposeful, and energizing. It's often preceded by moments of clarity, insight, or a gentle nudge from your inner wisdom. Signs of inspired action include feeling a clear sense of purpose and direction, even if the path isn't fully mapped out. Taking action that feels aligned with your values and your authentic self. Experiencing synchronicities and effortless momentum. Feeling energized and fulfilled by your efforts rather than depleted. Listening to your intuition and acting upon opportunities that feel right, even if they aren't the obvious or hustle path. Recognizing that rest and alignment are crucial components of effective action. The universe operates on principles of flow and harmony. When you operate from a place of inspired action, you are in energetic partnership with that flow. You are not wrestling with reality. You are dancing with it. Consider the difference between trying to force a seed to grow by constantly digging it up to check its progress, hustle, versus planting it, nurturing it with water and light, and trusting in its natural process of growth, inspired action. Both involve action, but the energetic underpinning and the results are vastly different. How do we transition from a hustle mindset to one of inspired action? Prioritize energetic alignment. Before taking action, spend time connecting with your energetic state. Meditate, journal, or simply pause and breathe. Ask yourself, what is the most aligned action I can take right now? This initial alignment ensures your subsequent actions are energetically charged with purpose, not fear. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is your inner GPS. It guides you towards inspired action. Pay attention to those gut feelings, those quiet nudges, those flashes of insight. They are the universe communicating with you, showing you the most efficient and aligned path forward. Embrace strategic rest. This is perhaps the most counterintuitive aspect for the hustler. Rest is not the absence of action. It is essential for optimal action. When you are well rested, your energy is higher, your intuition is clearer, and your actions are more potent. Schedule downtime with the same importance as you schedule your tasks. Focus on impact, not just activity. The hustle mindset often equates busyness with productivity. Inspired action, however, prioritizes impact. Ask yourself, is this action moving me closer to my desired outcome in an aligned way, or is it just keeping me busy? Choose the actions that create the most significant, aligned impact. Cultivate trust. The hustle mindset is rooted in a lack of trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust in the universe. Inspired action requires a deep sense of trust. Trust that you are guided. Trust that opportunities will present themselves when you are aligned. Trust that your efforts, when aligned, will yield the desired results. I remember working with a writer, James, who was endlessly polishing his manuscript. He was constantly hustling to add more words, more research, more value, but he was stuck in a cycle of perfectionism. His intuition, however, kept nudging him towards sharing a chapter with a trusted mentor for feedback. He resisted this, fearing criticism. When he finally surrendered to that inspired nudge and shared the chapter, the mentor's feedback was invaluable, helping him to refine his narrative in a way he never could have achieved through sheer hustle. The action, sharing the chapter, was simple, but it was divinely inspired, leading to a breakthrough that his endless polishing had prevented. Aligning your movement with energy is about working smarter, not harder. It's about becoming a conductor of abundance rather than a frantic laborer. When you move from a place of inspired action, fueled by high-frequency energy and guided by intuition, you stop chasing wealth and start embodying it. Wealth then flows to you effortlessly, not because you're desperately trying to seize it, but because you've become the resonant frequency of prosperity itself. Chapter 11. Grounding Abundance, Integrating Spiritual Energy into Practical Wealth. We've explored the subtle energies, the subconscious shifts, and the inspired actions. But for true, sustainable abundance, we must bridge the ethereal with the tangible. This is the alchemical art of grounding abundance, integrating the spiritual energy of wealth into the practical realities of your financial life. It's about ensuring that the energetic shifts you're cultivating translate into concrete, impactful financial results. Think of it this way. You can have the most powerful energetic blueprint for wealth. You can radiate the frequency of abundance, and you can be guided by inspired action. But if you don't have systems in place to receive, manage, and steward that abundance, it can feel like trying to hold water in your cupped hands. It slips through your fingers. Grounding is about building that vessel, This integration involves several key practical components, all infused with your newfound energetic consciousness, conscious budgeting, and financial planning. This isn't about restriction, it's about conscious stewardship. When you budget with an abundance mindset, you're not saying, "I don't have enough." You're saying, "This is how I am intentionally allocating the energy of abundance that flows through me." Action. Approach your budget with gratitude for the resources you have. See each allocation as a conscious choice to direct prosperity towards specific goals, investments, savings, contributions, or joyful experiences. Frame it as wealth flow management, not money restriction. Purposeful income creation. Whether you have one income stream or multiple, approach its creation and management with spiritual intent. Action. If you're creating income, ask yourself, how can this endeavor serve others? What value am I energetically bringing to the world through this work? If you have existing income, ask, how can I bring more conscious energy and integrity to this income stream? This infuses your work with purpose, which amplifies its energetic output. Mindful investing and wealth growth. Investing is where your energy of abundance can truly compound and grow. This requires a blend of practical knowledge and energetic trust. Action. Educate yourself on sound financial principles, but approach investing from a place of belief in the expansion of your wealth. Visualize your investments growing not just in numbers, but in energetic potential. Understand that your money is working for you, generating more abundance. Trust the process, but also do your due diligence with clarity, generous giving and contribution. True abundance is meant to flow. Generosity is a powerful act of energetic outflow that signals to the universe your capacity to give and therefore to receive even more. Action. Determine a conscious percentage or amount to give back, to causes you believe in, to support others, or to invest in your own growth and well-being. Approach giving not as an obligation, but as a joyful act of energetic circulation. See your contributions as planting seeds for future abundance. Creating sacred financial systems. Develop practical systems that support your energetic alignment. Action. This could involve setting up separate bank accounts for different purposes. Savings, investments, giving. Automating your savings and investments, or creating a clear process for tracking your income and expenses. These systems provide an energetic structure for your wealth, making it easier to manage and grow. I recall working with a couple, Mark and Lisa, who were incredibly spiritually aligned but found their finances constantly in disarray. They would have great intentions, but their practical money management was chaotic. We helped them create a simple yet sacred financial system. They designated specific jars or envelopes for different energetic purposes. One for receiving abundance, savings, one for investing growth, one for joyful expression, spending, and one for sacred contribution, giving. Every time money came in, they would consciously allocate it to these jars, speaking their intention for each. This simple act of grounding their abundance into tangible, visually represented energetic categories transformed their financial chaos into conscious flow. They started to see their money not just as numbers, but as a manifestation of their energetic intentions, making management feel purposeful and empowering. Grounding abundance is the final crucial step in the alchemical process. It's about translating the inner transformation into outer reality. It requires bringing consciousness, intention, and a deep sense of worthiness to the practical aspects of your financial life. When you do this, you move beyond simply attracting wealth to truly embodying and living a life of sustained conscious prosperity. You become not just a wealth attractor, but a wise steward of abundance. Chapter 12. Quantum Wealth Principles, Bridging Ancient Mysticism and Modern Science. We stand at a fascinating intersection today, where ancient wisdom and cutting-edge science are beginning to speak the same language. In our journey through wealth alchemy, we must now embrace the principles of quantum wealth, the understanding that the universe of money operates on principles that mirror the quantum realm. This is where mysticism meets modern physics, and the implications for wealth attraction are profound. At the quantum level, reality is not fixed or solid. It is fluid, probabilistic, and deeply interconnected. Particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously until observed, and intention itself can influence outcomes. This seemingly abstract realm offers powerful insights into how we can consciously shape our financial reality. Let's look at a few key quantum wealth principles: the observer effect and intention. In quantum physics, the act of observation influences the state of a particle. Similarly, in wealth attraction, your focused intention and your conscious observation of desired outcomes play a crucial role. When you consistently focus your energetic attention on abundance, on prosperity, on financial freedom, you are, in essence, observing that reality into being. Integration. This reinforces the power of your visualizations, affirmations, and sacred rituals. It's not just about wishing. It's about consciously directing your energetic focus to collapse possibilities into your desired outcome. Your belief and intent act as the observer in the quantum field of your financial potential. Entanglement and energetic connection. Quantum entanglement shows that particles can be linked, influencing each other instantaneously regardless of distance. Energetically, we are all interconnected, and our financial reality is not created in isolation. Your energetic state is entangled with the energetic field of opportunities, resources, and even other people who can assist you. Integration. This highlights the importance of gratitude, generosity, and positive relationships. When you feel abundant and generous, you are strengthening positive energetic connections. When you send out positive energy, you are influencing the entangled field of opportunities in your favor. Your actions ripple outwards, affecting and being affected by the energetic web of wealth. Probability fields and manifestation. At the quantum level, outcomes exist as probabilities. Our focused energy and intention can influence which probability becomes our reality. In the context of wealth, there are countless potential financial futures available. Your energetic state helps to collapse these probabilities into your actual experience. Integration. This is where understanding your energetic blocks and releasing limiting beliefs becomes critical. These blocks create probabilities of scarcity. By clearing them and raising your vibration, you are shifting the probability field towards abundance. You are actively choosing the most prosperous future available to you. The fluidity of reality. Quantum physics suggests that reality is not fixed, but is constantly in flux. The physical world we perceive is an expression of underlying energetic potential. This means our financial reality is not set in stone. It is malleable and responsive to our energetic input. Integration. This principle is the ultimate confirmation that transformation is always possible. No matter your current financial situation, you have the power to influence the energetic field and shape a new, more abundant reality. It empowers you to see yourself not as a victim of circumstance, but as a co-creator of your financial destiny. I remember exploring these concepts with a group of advanced practitioners. We discussed how, in the quantum realm, what we perceive as solid matter is largely empty space filled with energetic fields. This mirrored our discussions about how our perceived lack is often an energetic illusion, not a fundamental truth. We then performed a guided meditation where participants were encouraged to feel themselves existing in a vast field of potential abundance, and then to consciously choose and observe the financial reality they desired. The energy in the room shifted dramatically, from one of striving to one of profound quantum trust. They began to understand that they weren't just attracting wealth. They were actively participating in its quantum manifestation. Embracing quantum wealth principles means recognizing that the universe is far more dynamic, responsive, and interconnected than we often assume. It means understanding that your thoughts, emotions, and intentions are not merely internal experiences, but active forces that shape the very fabric of your financial reality. By aligning your energy with the principles of quantum possibility, you move from being a passive observer of your financial life to an active, conscious architect of your abundant future. It's the ultimate alchemy, where belief and energetic intention manifest into tangible wealth. Chapter 13. Embodiment Practices, Living as Your Wealthier Self Now. We've delved deep into the energetic architecture of abundance, from understanding money as energy to embracing quantum principles. But the ultimate alchemical transformation, the true mastery of wealth attraction, lies not just in knowing, but in being. Today, we focus on embodiment practices, the art of living as your wealthier self, now in the present moment. Embodiment is about integrating the energetic shifts you've cultivated into your very being. It's about radiating the frequency of wealth from every cell of your body, from every thought and from every action. It's about embodying the feeling state of abundance so completely that the universe has no choice but to match your reality to your embodied truth. Many people fall into the trap of believing that abundance is something they will achieve in the future. Once they have enough money, they postpone joy, they delay gratitude, they put off living fully until someday. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding of energetic principles. You must embody the feeling of abundance now in order to attract it. The future you desire is born from the present moment you inhabit. So how do we actively embody our wealthier selves, starting today? 1. The as-if principle. This is a foundational practice. Act as if you already possess the wealth and abundance you desire. Action. How would your wealthier self walk, talk, dress, think, and interact with the world? Adopt those qualities now. If your wealthier self is confident, walk with your shoulders back and head held high. If they are generous, find small ways to express generosity today. If they are calm and secure, practice breathing exercises that cultivate that feeling. This isn't about delusion. It's about energetically stepping into the role you wish to play. Elevate your aesthetic. Your external environment and personal presentation are reflections of your internal state. Consciously elevate them to match your desired reality. Action. This doesn't mean you need to buy expensive things immediately. It's about choosing to surround yourself with beauty, order, and things that inspire you, even in small ways. Declutter your space, arrange your workspace with intention. Wear clothes that make you feel good and confident. It's about signaling to yourself and the universe that you value and deserve pleasant surroundings. Speak and think from the embodied state. Consciously choose your language and your thoughts to reflect your embodied wealthier self. Action. Notice the language you use when talking about money, your goals, and your potential. Are you using language of lack or language of possibility? Shift towards empowering words, words of gratitude, and words of certainty. Similarly, when your mind drifts into scarcity or doubt, gently redirect it towards thoughts of abundance and possibility. Practice radical self-care. Your wealthier self is not depleted or stressed. They are vibrant, energetic, and well-nourished. Action. Make time for practices that truly nourish you. Adequate sleep, healthy food, movement, enjoyable activities, time in nature, or moments of quiet reflection. This demonstrates to yourself and the universe that you are a priority and that you are worthy of care and well-being, which are cornerstones of abundance. Engage in abundant thoughts and feelings. Make it a point to think and feel abundant intentionally. Action. Deliberately conjure up feelings of joy, gratitude, security, freedom, and generosity. When you catch yourself feeling scarcity or fear, pause, take a breath, and actively choose to shift your emotional state towards one of abundance. This is a practice, And like any practice, it strengthens with repetition. I remember working with a musician, Liam, who dreamed of a thriving career. He was incredibly talented but struggled with stage fright and a deep-seated fear of not being good enough. He was stuck in the mindset of, "I'll be confident once I'm successful." We worked on the embodiment practice of acting as if. He started to dress with more flair for his practice sessions, to project his voice with more authority even when alone, and to visualize himself on stage with unwavering confidence, feeling the energy of a fully present, abundant performer. He began to carry himself with a subtle yet palpable shift. Within months, he started booking more gigs, and his stage fright began to dissipate, replaced by a genuine sense of presence and magnetic appeal. He wasn't waiting for success to embody confidence. He was embodying confidence, which then attracted success. Embodying your wealthier self is not about pretentiousness. It's about energetic authenticity. It's about aligning your outer expression with the truth of your potential and your deservingness. When you consistently live from that embodied state, you stop chasing abundance and start living it. You become the living, breathing manifestation of the wealth you desire. This is the final, radiant stage of the alchemical journey, where you become the master alchemist of your own abundant reality. Chapter 14. Sustaining Sacred Wealth, Energy, Long-Term Prosperity Through Conscious Stewardship. We've journeyed through the intricate art of aligning our energy, clearing blocks and embodying abundance. Now, as we approach the culmination of our alchemical quest, we must address the vital aspect of sustenance. True wealth is not a fleeting moment, but a continuous flow. This requires conscious stewardship of the sacred wealth energy we have cultivated. It's one thing to attract abundance. It's quite another to maintain it, grow it, and ensure it serves a higher purpose over the long term. This is where the principles of conscious stewardship come into play. It's about evolving from being a wealth attractor to being a wealth alchemist and guardian. Sustaining sacred wealth energy involves several core pillars. Continuous energetic alignment. The universe is constantly in motion, and so are our energetic states. It's crucial to maintain your practices and remain vigilant about your energetic vibration. Action. Regularly revisit your daily rituals, meditations, and self-worth affirmations. Don't become complacent. Treat your energy as a precious, renewable resource that requires ongoing care and attention. Continue to clear energetic blocks as they arise and actively cultivate gratitude and joy. Wise financial management and growth. Practical stewardship of your resources is essential. This involves making informed decisions that allow your wealth to grow and be protected. Action. Stay educated about sound financial principles. Consider wise investments that align with your values. Develop a healthy relationship with your finances, seeing them as a tool for creation and contribution, not just acquisition. Regularly review your financial goals and strategies to ensure they remain aligned with your evolving abundance blueprint. Purposeful contribution and generosity. As you accumulate wealth, your capacity to contribute to the world expands. This giving is not just an outflow, it's an integral part of sustaining abundance. Action. Identify causes, projects, or individuals that resonate with your heart and your values. Engage in conscious giving, whether it's financial, time, or talent. When you give from a place of abundance and integrity, you reinforce the energetic cycle and create a ripple effect of prosperity. Your giving becomes an act of sacred stewardship. Resilience in the face of challenges. Life will inevitably present financial challenges. The true measure of stewardship is how you respond to these moments. Action. Instead of succumbing to fear or scarcity, lean into your cultivated energetic resilience. Remind yourself of your worthiness, your connection to the flow of abundance, and your capacity to navigate any situation. Re-engage with your foundational practices to realign your energy. Remember that challenges are often opportunities for energetic recalibration and growth. Cultivating a legacy of abundance. Think beyond your immediate needs and desires. Consider the impact your wealth can have beyond your lifetime. Action. This might involve planning for future generations, supporting long-term philanthropic endeavors, or creating resources that empower others on their abundance journey. A legacy of abundance is one that continues to generate positive energetic impact long after you are gone. I recall speaking with a highly successful entrepreneur, Eleanor, who had built a vast fortune. She attributed her sustained success not just to her business acumen, but to her rigorous spiritual discipline. Every morning, she would spend an hour in meditation and gratitude, followed by reviewing her financial stewardship plan, ensuring her investments were ethically sound, her charitable contributions were impactful, and her personal spending was aligned with her values. She viewed her wealth not as something to merely possess, but as a sacred trust, an energetic force she was meant to steward wisely for the greater good. This conscious, ongoing practice of stewardship was the very thing that kept her abundance flowing and expanding, rather than stagnating or diminishing. Sustaining sacred wealth energy is an ongoing, dynamic process. It requires a commitment to continuous energetic alignment, wise practical management, purposeful contribution, and unwavering resilience. It's about recognizing that wealth is not an endpoint, but a continuous sacred flow that, when consciously stewarded, can create lasting prosperity for yourself and for the world. You become the alchemist who not only transmutes lead into gold, but who then wisely uses that gold to create a legacy of light and abundance for generations to come. Conclusion. Becoming the alchemist of your financial destiny. We have journeyed through the profound landscape of energetic wealth magnetism. We've moved from understanding money as pure energy to designing sacred rituals, from unmasking the inner saboteur to embodying the frequency of abundance. Each step has been a vital component in the alchemical process of transforming your financial reality. Remember, abundance is not something you acquire. It is something you become. It is a state of being, a vibrational frequency that you actively cultivate and radiate. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are energetically. Your journey has equipped you with the knowledge to see money as a dynamic energy that responds to your internal state. Identify and dissolve subconscious money blocks, the energetic impediments that hold you back. Unmask the inner saboteur and disarm its influence through conscious awareness and energetic redirection. Tune your energetic frequency to resonate with wealth opportunities through gratitude, joy, and forgiveness. Design sacred rituals that anchor your intentions and amplify your abundance vibration. Amplify your self-worth, recognizing that you are inherently deserving of all the prosperity you desire. Integrate daily energetic rituals that keep you aligned and flowing with abundance. Distinguish between frantic hustle and inspired action, ensuring your efforts are energetically potent and purposeful. Ground spiritual energy into practical wealth through conscious budgeting. Income creation, investing and giving. Embrace quantum wealth principles, understanding your role as a co-creator of your financial reality. Embody your wealthier self now, radiating the frequency of abundance from the present moment. Become a conscious steward of your wealth, ensuring its long-term growth and purposeful contribution. The true alchemy lies in the consistent application of these principles. It is in the daily choices you make to align your energy, to challenge limiting beliefs, and to radiate your highest potential. You are not merely a recipient of wealth. You are its conscious co-creator. As you move forward, remember the core message. You have the power to transmute the lead of your current financial circumstances into the gold of your most abundant future. This is not a destination to be reached, but a continuous, evolving journey of energetic mastery. Embrace your role as the alchemist of your financial destiny. Trust your inner wisdom, anchor your intentions with sacred practices, and radiate the undeniable frequency of abundance. This is Elias Vance reminding you, the greatest wealth you will ever own is the knowledge of who you truly are.